Hey, good morning guys, it's Corey with Outdoor Dad. Today I'm going to be out here doing some early morning drifting for some blue catfish. Probably going to catch a lot of small fish today. Hopefully boat a couple big ones by the end of the trip. But regardless, I'm going to be out here having a blast on the water. Make sure you guys stay tuned and let's see what happens. Alright guys, for bait today, I got shad, some pretty small shad. I got some live and some frozen white bass, and then I've also got one large crappie. So these shad, running pretty small. What I've been doing is just kind of running the hook in their mouth and out their back like that. I'll drop it down, that'll keep those smaller fish at bay. Drop my light there for a second, sorry about that. We'll drop this one down. Starting out at about 17 foot of water. Plan on making my way to shallow 20s, probably 21, 22 foot. We're gonna have the shad on the front right rod. Probably keep a piece of white bass on the front left rod. Start out with a pretty good headpiece. This is a fresh white bass head. My frozen baits are still frozen. So we took a live one and we got a fresh head. And then on the back rod, I'm gonna start out with a live white bass. Had pretty good luck with those recently. Go ahead and start off with a pretty small live bait. That's just a small, I don't know, probably 4-inch live white bass. Won't take too big of a fish to eat him. Later in the day, I'll probably upgrade and put a much larger piece on there. That's it guys, we're fishing. Hopefully we get on some big ones today. So I'm grabbed up on that shad. Start the day off with a little one here. That's okay. Oh yeah, that is a little one there, guys. That's a real little one. That's all right, makes the upgrade easy, right? Little old blue cat. Let's get another small shad down there. This is how I've been hooking these real tiny shad. I don't know how well you could see before we got some light. Just like that. Ideally, I'd have some big gizzard shad or something. Big 6-8 inchers, but that's just not how it's been recently. So these little dinks keep stripping this shad off my line, so I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade the bait to a decent chunk of white bass. They can sit there and chew on this, but it's a little harder for them to get that off the hook. Hopefully it'll still be down there winning if we run into a bigger fish. Looks like it was a good idea changing out that shad for a piece of white bass. Ain't gonna be much of an upgrade over that last one. And he threw my dang bait off. Man, that's all right. We got plenty of bait. I got enough white bass in there to feed these little guys as long as they want to eat. So let's get another chunk of white bass down there. Dang, he hit the kayak. Get another chunk of white bass down there and try to get another one. That's what we're gonna put down there. Been doing pretty good on crappie here recently. I got a white bass chunk on one rod and a shad on the other, so we're gonna put this big old crappie down there and see if we can't pick up a big one on him. Let's see what happens. There we go, finally. This dang fish, guys, has been following me around at 1/2 mile an hour for a solid 20 minutes. Just destroying this little piece of shad. I know I said I was gonna put white bass on this rod, but I ended up finding a pretty decent sized shad, and the cooler, and I put it on there, and he has just been tearing this thing up. And as you're about to see, it's not like it's a big piece of bait. He's just been tearing me up. Look at that. That's what's left of it. It was a little bit bigger than that, but there we go. It's been a little slow here, guys. Just now starting to get back into some fish, but no big ones yet. I am going to put a white bass on here now. I got a smaller head. My live bait, unfortunately, got killed. So we're going to recycle them and drop them back down there as a smaller white bass head. I'm going to go ahead and downgrade one of these baits so I can hopefully hook up with some of these fish. I'd say the majority of them are going to be under 5 pounds, but I'll still keep some big baits down there in the event that we do run across the bigger fish. That's on the smaller bait, so hopefully we get a hookup. About time. Our bite to hookup ratio is pretty poor today. Mostly because it's fish about this size that I'm running into. But at least, you know, downgrading that bait allowed me to hook up with the fish. And I'm still going to keep my big baits out there so that way, when and if I do stumble across the bigger one, we'll have some bait down there for them. And these little ones can hopefully get hooked up now. There we go. Finally something hooked up. Getting absolutely demolished on every rod, but just not what I'm looking for. These small ones love to freak out when you get them in the kayak. Yeah, go tell that to them big fish down there. Tell them where the food's at. Oh, there we go. Got another one. Oh, I hooked this fish in the side. I don't know how that happened, with a circle hook especially. Calm down, fish. I'm gonna get you right back in that water, I promise. Man, I hate that. All right, get on out of here. Sorry guys, you missed a catch. My GoPro overheated. Look, something's going on right there. My GoPro overheated, and I caught a small little leucistic, I believe is how you pronounce it, catfish. It's a white catfish. They're not albino because their eyes aren't pink, but I caught one and you didn't get to see it because my GoPro overheated. But maybe I'm about to catch another fish right here, who knows. Nope. There's one right there though. Oh, got off. Oh well. That one I caught, I'm kind of disappointed the GoPro shot off because I just lowered my baits to the bottom. I did the little bounce thing I normally do, and he hit it, and I hooked him. Never even put the rod in the rod holder. Of course, the cool, oh! It's kind of like that, but the rod didn't make it in the rod holder. Look, he's lassoed up. But of course, the cool stuff never happens when the camera's on. I'm marking some decent fish down there, mixed in between all these little guys, but that's been about what we've been catching today. Really hoping for an upgrade at some point. Oh. Gotta hook up on the small bait. I promise I catch big fish, guys. You can check out some of my other videos. I've got some pretty good ones that I've put in the kayak. Today just doesn't seem to be the day for the big ones. All you can do is just keep baits in the water until one of them shows up, though. Look at that. I got a piece of skin and some bones on there. All right, guys, I've went ahead and taken off all the small baits. I've got a white bass head on the front left, white bass body chunk on the front right, and then I'm gonna stick with the live white bass on the back rod. I'm gonna quit messing around with these dinks. I mean, they're still gonna be smacking my baits, but hopefully if you guys see me catch another fish, it's gonna be a big one, unless one of these little ones somehow manages to get the hook. So stay tuned, hopefully we get a big one. Oh, there we go. Finally. I still don't know if that's that one we're looking for, but I think he's gonna be an upgrade over the rest. That white bass was just getting tore up. Look at that. He finally managed to get that white bass in his mouth. Look at that. That fish is not big enough to try to eat a bait that size. He's got that thing wedged in his mouth. I got another fish going on this rod right here. Ow. That's crazy that he'd even try to do that. A little old 4-pound, 3-pound blue cat. Well, guys, that's going to be it for today. Unfortunately, I didn't get onto any really big fish today. That's just how it happens sometimes. I even kind of ran a Hail Mary there at the last 45 minutes or so and upgraded everything to some pretty big baits. All that really got me is a bunch of dink taps and a couple more small fish that did manage to hook up somehow. I didn't include those fish in the video just because I don't want you guys to feel like you're watching a rerun the whole time. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure you give it a like. Consider subscribing to me and sharing it with your friends. I appreciate it, guys. I'll see you out next time. Just finished my outro and ended up hooking up with one, so I guess you guys get a little bonus fish here. He's wrapped up. Let me get him unwrapped. Finally get to use that front cam for something other than me talking. I don't know if this is the fish I would have picked out to do it with, but let's get him unhooked here. There we go, guys. Not that you haven't seen enough of these today. Hopefully next time we'll get into some bigger ones. I got a lot of time to fish here coming up, so I plan on hitting it hard. Thanks, guys.